Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting episode of Comic Cave. My name is Chris, here with my hetero life mate, Mr.
Russ.
Everybody has this question on their minds. Russell, should superheroes be parents or what would you call a sidekick, like Speedy? Mentors.
Should they be mentors?
Should they be mentors or should superheroes be parents? Let's start off with my main man, the Bat.
I feel like, all right, let's narrow this down.
Let's just talk about Dick.
Focus on, okay, Dick Grayson within Batman, and let's just focus on him, I think, just being a father in general.
Because I think he has the most time with Dick Grayson instead of, like, Jason or
overall,
Damian,
especially and stuff like that, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so there on that note, there is a time when he was called out on this, actually, and it was, I can't remember exactly when this was. It was in the past few years, but Wonder Woman actually calls him out. And
Wonder Woman.
She calls him out saying, how could you have him, like, how could you raise him in this manner or whatever? And Batman saying, well, he had his parents killed in front of him. He needed somebody to help guide him through this, to get vengeance on what had happened.
I am the Knight.
And her response was so he could turn out like you, and Batman's response was no, so that he wouldn't. And his whole point was he wanted to guide him in the path of making the right choices and not turning out to be as vengeful and as dark as the Dark Knight, right?
Right.
But with that said, though, that doesn't necessarily mean that he was right in making that choice.
Right.
So I feel like this is a gray area because I do think that his heart is in the right place, and by that circumstance he could be like a good daddy but not necessarily a good father. But then in other areas he might be a good father and not a good daddy, in the sense that he's trying to teach these kids valuable lessons.
Right.
But he's like, as we all know, by the time that Dick Grayson becomes Nightwing, he has a lot of resentment towards Batman. Like he wasn't,
because of what happened.
Exactly. He wasn't a loving father. He wasn't always there for him. He was very distant and very cold-hearted in certain areas. But that's just because Bruce honestly never really had a father growing up past when his parents were killed. Yeah, but Alfred definitely was loving.
Yeah.
But I don't know, that didn't carry over in his personality to teaching kids. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't like a loving. He wasn't a daddy. He was a father, but not a daddy. I'm gonna put it that way.
I mean, but I feel like Alfred was a great father figure to Bruce.
But that didn't carry over. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, but why do you think? Well, we know why Dick Grayson said "F you" to Batman and went to go to Nightwing.
They disagreed on a lot of crap.
Right.
And
so
they got fights.
Right, so I'm trying to understand Batman, Bruce Wayne. Would you call him a good father? Or should he be even a father to begin with? Father figure.
I'm going to say that he was a father and not a daddy, in the sense of how Marvel puts it. I'm going to say that
he certainly kept Damian out of harm.
Well, let's focus on Dick.
I'm sorry, yeah, not Dick Grayson.
Right.
Yes.
He taught Dick valuable lessons. He taught him how to be a man. He taught him how to be a good hero. He taught him all these good values. Don't kill. Don't do all of these things. This is how you want to live your life. This is how you prevent yourself from becoming a vengeful, just bloodthirsty person.
Right.
However, he didn't give him the loving nurture. He didn't give him the playful side.
Let's go kill a clown. Well, not kill.
It wasn't balanced by any means.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Do you think Alfred should have jumped in there and be like, hey, you're fucking doing like the wrong
I feel like Alfred did at times.
He did?
I feel like he was like Master Bruce. You know, you need to go play catch with Master Dick Grayson.
That'd be funny if we saw Bruce and Dick fucking play catch.
Playing the catch out front.
So, okay, now my next thing, because I know you know it's all coming.
But no, what's your opinion before we get into that?
So my opinion is Bruce Wayne a father figure? Mm-hmm. Honestly,
because this is opinions.
He did teach him the core values of being a good person.
Right.
Just the way he taught him is like, listen, you could be a good person, but beat the shit. Like, I mean, there's all those memes out there.
Direct your anger.
Right. There's all those memes out there where it's like Batman beats the shit out of you and you're half dead and you're like, now talk.
Right.
So it's, I think he taught him core values, but the way he taught him is like, there could be another route. But then again, these are Gotham criminals, dude. You can't.
Is there another route with some of these dudes?
Right.
It's definitely down the line of, I honestly think he should have killed the Joker.
And I don't know if this accounts to anything, but I'm sorry, I keep saying Damon. Dick Grayson, he uses weapons. The shock sticks. I forgot what they're called.
Yeah, but Bruce knows how to use those types of things. He just doesn't really. I mean, he uses his
Why do you think
batarangs.
Grayson uses those?
Just so he could be different from Batman.
Oh, okay.
I think that's a plot thing.
Because I'm pretty sure Batman, Bruce taught.
It's
Dick.
like each Robin has their own thing. Think about it. He has Dick Grayson. By the time he came Nightwing, he has those shot sticks, multiple sticks. Red Robin, by the time he has his full fucking stick.
Bow staff.
Staff, right? Red Hood uses guns, and Damian Wayne uses a katana. They all have their own thing that separates them from Batman. I think that's strictly just like a plot thing.
Right. So so my opinion is, like I said, he had core good values and he taught Dick whatever, but I just feel like I don't think he should have taught him so aggressively. But then again, I'm going back because these are Gotham's criminals. Mm-hmm. These are Gotham's criminals, and
some of these dudes deserve to die.
Right. Well, yeah, but then again, and I'm gonna hit you with this side note: is Goku a good father?
All right. See, now this is a controversial one because everybody loves to say that Goku wasn't a good father. Goku was a good father, 100%. Go back and watch the Cell Saga. He took Gohan with him into the hyperbolic time chamber, and he taught him, and he had good conversations with him, and he was even more of a loving father than Batman was with his kids. He actually showed them love, and when he came out of the hyperbolic time chamber, he said, "No, we don't need to train. We actually need time for rest and break and relaxation as well." People love to say that Goku wasn't a good father because they say that he takes off and chooses to go train instead of spending time with his family. But what they fail to put in perspective on that is the times that he did that was when he was either A, dead, or B, his kids were already grown and supposed to be out of the house anyways.
But being a father never stops.
When you're dead, it does.
Oh.
And I get what you're saying.
But he still had ways of communicating with them.
We don't know that because Dragon Ball Z stopped. There's a 10-year time skip, and after Oob comes in and he goes and trains with Oob, people need to realize this. That's 10 years later. Goten is what, like 17, 18 years old at that point in time?
Yeah.
He's supposed to be going into college at this point in time. He's already supposed to be moving out of the house. He's not supposed to be there. So Goku doesn't have... Now, we could say he's a bad husband because he takes off and he leaves Chi-Chi, but he's not a bad father. He absolutely cares about his kids. Goten cried in the Buu Saga when Goku had to go back to the other world because his full day was up. Like, he spent the time with his kid when he had
because he turned Super Saiyan 3.
Right, but he did that also to protect his kids. He did that to buy time.
Right.
Every choice that he has made, it's never been in hindsight of like leaving his kids. Yes, Piccolo came in and trained Gohan earlier on, but Goku was dead. No, I would say that Piccolo was more of an older brother, because Gohan, because people like to say that he's the better father than Goku is, but he's more like the older brother. He's only 3-4 years older than Gohan. People need to realize that. But
why do you think a lot of people say Goku is not a good dad?
Because they like to say that he wasn't around for his kids, but they just don't put it into perspective of he was dead and his kid was supposed to be moved out at this point.
Or he was always on Snake Way.
Like he was dead.
Oh. And
when he was on Snake Way, he was dead.
But I'm saying he had communication. He went back to Earth and he could talk to them.
Through the Kai, through Elder Kai, not necessarily. What do you expect him to communicate from the dead every freaking day? You don't get that luxury.
I don't.
Like, nobody gets that luxury. Like, no, come on, let's be a little bit... I understand, we're talking about anime, manga, especially Dragon Ball at that, but let's be a little bit more realistic about that. You can't break the law of the living and the dead and stuff like that. The King Yemma is there for a reason.
Right.
There are boundaries within this universe.
And I'm going to go on a limb here because... some of these sidekicks, some of these mentors, they go array. Like I said earlier, Speedy, he did drugs.
Right.
And there's an infamous comic where Green Arrow's like, "What are you doing?" He slaps the shit out of Speedy.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I wouldn't even know what to think if Bruce saw Damien or saw Dick Grayson or Jason Todd or anybody do drugs. I don't know what the hell he would do. I think he'd beat the shit out of them into the inch of their lives. I don't know too much. You know John? John Kent?
Superboy?
Yeah.
I don't know as much. I know a little bit from Super Sons when he's teaming up with Damian Wayne. But they don't focus as much on Batman and Superman and their relationship with the kids. They do a little bit. They do have some. They pop in from time to time and kind of correct them on some stuff. I would say that Superman is probably a good father, but
Right.
I haven't read enough of that to have an opinion on it.
I mean, I don't know. I just say that I don't. Whenever I remember seeing Dragon Ball Z, I just remember thinking to myself, man, Goku's a dick to his kids.
But he's not. When did you think that he was a dick to his kids? And
I
why?
mean, like I said, it's been a while since I've seen Dragon Ball Z, but when I would watch it, I'm like, damn, where the fuck is Goku going? Or why isn't he sticking around for his kids? Or,
because either A, he was dead,
right,
or B, it's farther in the future and his kid's supposed to be moved out anyways. Now
I
we
mean,
can
you
definitely
never stop
say,
being a dad even if you move out.
but who's to say what happens in that time period? I mean, we are now in Dragon Ball Super that's taking place within that 10-year time skip, but we have not seen, other than in GT, but GT is non-canon, so we haven't seen what happens in that point. So you can't say that he wasn't around. We don't know.
Do you agree with, let's say, Batman and a Goku, and let's say who else is some kids? Do you think that they should have taught their kids? Like, do you think Bruce should have been like, you know what, Dick, go to college. I'm not even Batman.
At times, Goku had Gohan's best interest at heart. There
Go
were
be a
definitely
lawyer.
times when he wanted to just come out and have Gohan go train with him. But then there are times within some of the films. I'm trying to remember which film it is specifically. I think it was Revenge Cooler. There's certain times when Goku says, "Yeah, go on. You need to go study. Go listen to your mom and go study instead." Absolutely. Goku was a good father. And not just a good father, a good daddy. Both of his kids look up to him. They love him. He's been there for him. He's given them advice. He's trained them up. Again, anybody that tries to argue this, go back and watch the Cell Saga again. That is the best description and example that you're going to get of that and his time with Gohan. He absolutely showed him the way and was there for him and wasn't too hard on him. He was calm. You can even take that into how he first met Oob and how he tried to get Oob to bring, again, Oob isn't his kid, but he definitely took him under his wing in that sense. In that last couple episodes that we see him training Oob, he even apologizes to calling Oob certain names and stuff, but he was only calling him names within the tournament to bring out that latent power, that latent power. And then latent power, latent power, whatever. So my point is he tries to do things for the good reasons, and then he apologizes when he's too far with it, and he's there for his kids.
Right.
Absolutely.
Now, to wrap this up, what supervillain do you think would do great with having a kid? Me, personally, I think Harvey Dent would
be a good father.
Would be a good father. If, he's always of two minds, I get it. He's always flipping that coin, but I feel like if he were to have a kid and he were to see his kid develop right before him, I think the psychosis of Harvey Dent would change to
I don't know how any villain would actually really be a good father. The best example of that I can think of right now is
obviously not Joker. Don't say Joker. Come on.
No, I was gonna say Deathstroke, and that's only because of the new film.
That's in recent times that they're making him like a martyr.
Exactly right.
So
100%.
I don't know why.
Within recent times, Deathstroke could be a good father. According to the old Deathstroke, he used his kids.
Hell
he
yeah,
didn't really care.
Big time. I don't know what this changes with Deathstroke. I wanted to ask you that, but I'm like
because you can't have a film about somebody and make them just all evil. You have to give
Loki.
I mean, okay, so in the comics, he actually does go back and save his son at one point in time when his son first gets his throat cut. But at the end of the day, he still manipulates and uses his son. It still isn't like a father figure.
Right.
Ooh, you know what? Deathstroke. Or not Deathstroke. Why is my mind going blank on me right now?
Harvey Dent.
The Dark Side. I feel like Darkseid would actually be a good father, because he would take the kid.
He was a
under
humble
his
farmer
wing.
first.
Because he would take the kid underneath his wing, and he would, I feel like, train him up to be what he thinks they should become. Now, I'm not saying that means that the person's going to become a good person.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
he would care. I think that Darkseid would absolutely care about his offspring and what they become.
I think Harvey Dent Two-Face should totally have a kid, and be like, you know what? I'm not gonna flip this coin anymore. I'm gonna be a dad.
Okay. What do you think Deadpool would do?
Deadpool?
As a father.
I this is my honest opinion. I think Deadpool wouldn't even try to get close to his kid because Deadpool can't die.
Oh, you think that would be too
Right?
taxing on him?
It'd be too like I'm gonna see my kid grow up right in front of me, and my kid's gonna eventually die unless his kid has his mutant powers.
Right, but his kid would have to have mutant powers. Wolverine's kids have gotten them.
From Wolverine's kids who?
So
Because those are all test babies.
That's true, but they've all had powers.
Right, but they're test babies. Those powers X-23 was given. She was a test tube baby.
Right. No, I get you.
And his son, I forget his son's name. They were clones.
Right.
But I mean, like I said, I feel like if Harvey Dent would have a kid, I think he would be like fuck crime. Like
then on Marvel's side, who would you pick as a
Marvel? Man, dude. Wait, going back to I think Green Lantern, Hal Jordan would be.
Oh, Al Jordan would be a good father. I think honestly, so would Wally West.
Wally West. I don't know too much about Wally West. Barry Allen. He has kids.
Yeah.
Marvel side, Hulk.
You think Hulk would be a good father?
Well, Banner. Banner would be a great dad.
Banner would.
Because Banner's
Could you
always...
imagine? I don't want to piss off my father. Like, you don't understand. My dad's gonna kill me.
Right. I feel like Banner because... I mean, if his heart races... I know he can't have kid because if his heart races, he's going to turn into the fucking Hulk. But if they can somehow... I don't know.
I mean, he did try to fuck his cousin, technically, in the older comics.
Oh, She-Hulk?
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't know, like... But Juggernaut fucked the shit out of She-Hulk and it made Hulk pissed off. But I think Hulk, Bruce Banner, if Bruce Banner would have had a kid...
How would you feel about that? Not only is that my cousin, but I tried to fuck my cousin in the past, and then you fucked my cousin?
But I don't know, like, I think Hulk, or Bruce Banner rather, would totally be cool having a kid. I wouldn't say Tony Stark. It'd be like another Batman situation. I wouldn't say Thor. Does Thor have kids? I don't know if Thor has kids.
I don't think any of them. Thor would be a good father, though, I think. Because he has that whole mentality of, the Odin was his father and stuff. I feel like his heritage would play into that.
You know who wouldn't be a good father? Mr. Fantastic, because of Franklin Richards.
He is a bad father.
Yeah.
He's a...
jerk.
I mean, that's actually a whole freaking thing. If anybody's read the whole... When Franklin's labeled as a mutant and the mutants want to come and take him over to Krakoa, and they're all like, no, and they all fight over that.
And in some universe, he becomes Onslaught. No. Who would you pick for Marvel to have be a kid? I mean, to have a kid.
To be a good father?
Yeah.
Magneto.
He has kids.
And he's a good father.
I don't know.
Fair point. Spider-Man. Spider-Man would probably be...
Mary Jane doesn't give a shit about Spider-Man.
That's not true.
Yes, it is. When Mary Jane, to me, is like, I'm lucky to be here.
She's lucky to be there?
Right. Like, I don't know, like, I feel like Gwen Stacy gave more of a shit.
Their relationship has been on the rocks. They've gone back and forth.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think she cares that much about Peter Parker.
That's not true.
I mean, I think she cares.
She cares about Peter Parker. I wouldn't say that she really cares as much about Spider-Man. She gets upset when he goes off as Spider-Man and forgets about things with her.
But I think Spider-Man's story should be tragic, like Batman. You can never be happy. Such an optimistic person.
Fair point, but we're saying who would be a good father, and
true.
I definitely think that Peter Parker
would
be a good father.
I chose Harvey Dent because I feel like that would change him.
Peter Parker would try to guide his kid the best he could, though. Absolutely.
Man, Peter Parker would totally suck as a dad.
What are you talking about? Well, yeah, he would miss the baseball games a lot, probably, because he's too busy being a hero. But he's known in the Marvel Universe... Well, in the old days, I don't know about now necessarily, as being the best superhero ever. Like, every single superhero says so.
Could your boy have a kid?
Static?
Yeah.
Eventually he does in one continuity, but I feel like that's about to be retconned because he's gonna get a comic coming up again. Well, at least I think he is. That's speculation, but I'm pretty sure he's going to.
But you think he'd be a good dad?
Absolutely, yeah. No, he's the only hero that necessarily actually like retired from being a hero just to be.
Thanos was a good dad. Nebula and no, he wasn't. He was pretty bad.
I was about to say.
Yeah, no, he was pretty bad.
Nah.
But comment down below, who do you think would be a good dad? I mean, like I said, I chose Harvey Dent because I feel like that would change him. Like, you need to have a kid.
Yeah, my money's on Darkseid.
Dark side. Okay, well, I guess.
I feel like he would be a good father. I'm just saying.
But yeah, I think that could work. But you never and Marvel. Who would you say Marvel?
Marvel, I'm still sticking with Peter Parker.
Peter Parker.
I mean, he does have a kid in one alternate timeline in the future.
But no, yeah. So that's who I pick. Comment down below Juggernaut. Juggernaut should have a kid. Little shit.
With She-Hulk, that would be hilarious.
That'd be a little shit. Comment down below who you think should have a kid. Who and is Goku a good dad? Is Batman a good dad? Comment down below. What do you guys think? Also follow us on our Instagram, Facebook, and our we're Spotify. All those links are down below.
iTunes, Spotify, Facebook, Instagram, and now Twitch.
We're on Twitch, Stations Creation.
Yep.
You can see me live play there, and he's gonna be there sometimes.
I'm gonna talk shit.
He's gonna talk some major shit.
Yep.
But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Chris.
I'm Russ.
Comic Cave is out.